Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Animation Analysis. As always, I'm Sam.
And good morning. My name is Immortal.
Alright, so before we get into this one, you're probably wondering, wait, where were the analysis episodes for Obito, Darth Vader versus Obito, or Raven, Phoenix versus Raven? Well,
If you're wondering that, then you didn't watch the last video.
yeah, and if you live under a Dwayne Johnson, if you weren't paying attention to literally anything I've been
It's such an
saying,
easy joke to make.
listen, it's an easy joke. Anyways, as I was saying, if you literally haven't been paying attention, I have been in South Korea for the past month. I got back around like about a week before. Like I just got back on the set. I believe like the second, if I recall correctly. So I haven't been able to like actually record stuff for this with the portal. But if you want to know our opinions on the episodes, we can just give them real quick. Like for the overall animation wise, Darth Vader vs. Obito, I liked it a lot personally.
I don't like any of the 3D Star Wars episodes. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter type of stuff. It's unfortunate that we're not going to be talking about it because there were a lot of neat details I did like in the episode, but it is what it is. As for Phoenix versus Raven,
I uh,
it happened.
I just felt nothing watching it.
I will say though, the fight was very pretty. Like the hand drawn stuff with the Phoenix Force and the Raven Soul Self, that was really well done. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Anyways, now we'll bring things here with the current episode at the time of this recording, Guts vs. Dimitri, and this was actually the first time this season I was like extremely excited about an episode. Because, God, I've been wanting Fire Emblem to get on the show for ages.
I have nothing to add here.
Yeah, I had a feeling with the very long pause, which I will be keeping in the video.
Yeah, these scripts you do just don't really lend themselves much to me.
yeah, that was definitely scripted. And anyways, without further ado, let's actually start this. Okay, I will say I really like the setting already. Like the more like mute colors of like darker colors really fit the whole berserk setting, and the fact that it's in like a snow forest fits well for like Fire Emblem Three Houses, because the country Dimitri's from the kingdom Dimitri's from, Vargas, is a snow country.
If I can be completely honest, I was not expecting this to be a 3D fight.
Yeah, that's actually the thing. The thing was like they were, I believe they were like choosing between Claire and Dimitri, or for who would be Guts' opponent. Claire from Claymore, to be precise. And they
Why
settled
didn't
on.
they just...
Yeah, they
Why
settled on
didn't they
Dimitri
just...
because like Claire doesn't have a 3D model, while both Guts and Dimitri have one from Warriors games.
Why didn't they just settle on Claire versus Dimitri instead? Just take Guts out of the equation.
Because then it doesn't work.
Why not?
I'm gonna kill you, anyways.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be 3D, so this was a bit of a surprise.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, because Three Houses was a 3D game, and so is Three Hopes. Like, Dimitri doesn't have any existing sprites, aside from Fire Emblem Heroes. And that style of sprite's not gonna be in the Death Battle animation.
I mean, they could just make their own. They have.
They could have made their own, but 3D makes a bit more sense for this one. Anyways.
I'm not being rude, by the way. This is something I've thought about.
100 men strong. What drives your slaughter? To save the high and mighty crap till you're dead.
Okay, starting off. God, I really like the setup here. There's little to no setup, but as the fight goes on, there are small hints towards why the fight's happening in the first place. It leaves it up to like imagination more, I guess. Or
I never,
up to interpretation.
I never pieced together what they agreed.
I'll
exact
explain
reason they're fighting.
as it goes further on. But like, God, this starting shot being like a reference to Guts and Griffith's second duel is just really well done. Really just gets...
I haven't watched Berserk, so I don't
Yeah, I know
know
you
what
I know.
the references.
I know you haven't. Anyways.
I don't watch half the stuff that gets onto Death Battle.
Okay, something I would think is needs to be mentioned more here. Like during the clash, I like how the camera follows the Guts, the Dragon Slayer. It adds more emphasis to just how heavy the weapon is. Like,
And there's a lot of weight and strength behind it.
Yeah, compared to
but then that happens, and it's
in contrast to Dimitri's lance being much more of a much lighter overall. And also, the first major Fire Emblem note here. When the lance misses, it plays the miss sound effect from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I would not have picked up on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about more epi sound effects as it goes on, but yeah. But yeah, like this track, like after the lance misses, like the way the camera follows Dragon Slayer just adds so much to it.
Again, it feels weighty.
Which makes sense considering how heavy the weapon is. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing how like Guts. It's a similar case to like Link versus Cloud back in Season 8. How Cloud strikes feel much heavier while Link's are much quicker but still have impact. It's a similar case here. Guts' strikes are slower but much heavier, while Dimitri's strikes are faster but don't hit as much, which is actually really funny because considering how the post-analysis says that Guts is faster while Dimitri is stronger, it's really funny that way.
I guess.
And that's the next Fire Emblem sound effect, that this little, I guess, wind sound effect here. That's the sound that plays when you start a battle in Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's you know, like it's sort of like the Pokemon encounter theme, if I'm to like bring up a similar example.
Oh, okay.
Like continuing on to the weight, like the sound design here is really good. Like you can hear the power channeled through Eredvar, and it's the sound of like what sounds so much like bones breaking makes sense considering how Dimitri's weapon is made out of dragon bones. And adding on to like sound design. God, it is such a meaty thud when just Dragon Slayer just like slams into the ground there.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah, this is really good.
It's a loud clang.
Oh, we're not at the loud clang yet. Also, okay, so the first version of Guts' prosthetic, the one that shoots the crossbows. And here I'm really glad they animated it properly, unlike in Guts vs. Nightmare where he just aims his wrist and just shoots the arrows. Here he's using it properly, rotating it to actually fire arrow after arrow. I really like how there's also like Dimitri blocking the arrows is also really fun here. And he
certainly would.
Yeah, and he moves out of the way in order to cast his thunder magic, which there's something undersold I really like about here, like how how Guts when he plants like something I really like here, like Guts plants down his Dragon Slayer, and then he just starts firing. But when Dimitri calls down the lightning, instead of being a little lame and just like pulling it out of the ground, he jumps at it and uses his entire body as momentum and weight to pull it out instead, because of how heavy it is.
Why is he suddenly further away?
And to be fair, he was pretty far away when the Dimitri was like, when he was shooting at Dimitri, which is why he started doing the arrows in the first place.
I mean, when you look at the shot of him shooting the arrows and the shot of him jumping to grab his Demon Slayer, it's like he moves further away.
Yeah, I know. I think it's maybe just a perspective thing and just like, you know, just for the sake
It's
of
not a
animation.
perspective thing.
I'm not perspective. I'm trying to think of what it's called. What's it called? It's something related to like placement. I'm not sure what. I don't remember what the term is called. But yeah, I get what you're talking about. But again, I really like how instead of just it would be lame of him, he just pulls the sword out, just one arm. He uses his entire body weight and momentum to drag it out. And the fact that I love how they actually have him use his throwing knives, and it strikes Dimitri where the same place Edelgard threw the knife at him at the end of the Blue Lion's route. Again, one of the many little nods. And oh right, and speaking of clanging. They had to put in the Berserk 2016 clang noise in there.
I actually really like the noise.
Yeah. No, the thing is, the clang sound itself isn't bad. It's just how it's used in the Berserk 2016 anime. Because the thing is, they overuse that sound effect way too many times. To the point where Guts smashing things that shouldn't make a sound. Almost every single thing that Guts slams Dragon Slayer into makes that same clang noise, even though it physically shouldn't be possible for that to happen. Yeah, Berserk 2016 is a trip. And then I like how after it smashes into his face, like if you listen carefully, like I like how the ringing slightly tunes out the background music.
Oh yeah.
It's like, and the drawing first blood, like I love how absolutely weighty this strike feels. Just like, and all that the explosion of blood back there. God, it just feels strong.
That's one hell of a back shot Dimitri just took.
I hate you. Like, adding to the weight, when Guts goes for the downward strike, you can feel it as it slams into the ground, like, just boom.
I will tear your head from your shoulders. The dead must have their revenge.
Okay, so two things. Dimitri.
From your shoulders. The dead must have their revenge.
Okay, so Dimitri saying that dead must have their revenge is the major hint on why they're fighting. With it being in a snowy setting, the likely thing is like Guts killed a bunch of soldiers from Fargus that were like in his way, so Dimitri's here to, like, you know, get vengeance for them. And the second thing, Guts doing the headbutt here, it's a nod to his first fight with Nightmare, where Nightmare did something similar. They had the blade lock, and Nightmare was just monologuing, and Guts shuts him up by slamming his face, by headbutting him. Same thing happens here.
Oh, neat. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's a neat little callback. Okay, I really do like how weighty this clash feels, but I will say, like, like, before the clash, Dimitri looks a little bit awkward. Like, look at the way he moves. Like, I know it's difficult to, like, kind of portray dizziness sometimes, because, you know, it's a bit more sporadic movements, but that feels a little off-putting.
Yeah, this does look a bit weird.
Also, what's up with Guts' hand over there?
Oh yeah.
Damn, the fight already did a number. Anyways. Also, I really like how the lance starts sparking with electricity before Dimitri calls it down.
It doesn't even look like Guts is screaming in pain.
I think he's having his he has his teeth. It's hard to tell from this distance, but it looks like he has his teeth clenched. It's hard. So yeah, I think he's screaming through his teeth. But anyways. Also, really glad that they didn't limit Dimitri just to his thunder magic, and they have him also use his ice skill from Three Hopes. Yeah, it's really neat indeed, and I really like how the ice looks and like the way it's colored, because like the way it's colored here. Like I really like the way it looks with the blood on it. Like it's not, it's not like a case of like, oh, they just put like red over it. They make it actually look like blood is on the ice, and as part of it still a good chunk of like the edges of the ice are still showing, because like the blood is like falling down and it's getting frozen. It's a really neat way they show it. It's not like just like they, it's not like Shin Akuma's hair.
Oh.
Okay, this is really cool, but I will say there is a bit of like a small error here. Like, you can clearly see Dimitri jumps at him, but here he's standing, and like right before the cannon shot, we see he is standing as well. So it's kind of, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know
if he's jumping exactly. Maybe he's standing on his tippy toes.
It could be, but it feels a little bit awkward. If it was made more clear he wasn't jumping and he was just like running, it would have probably been better. But yeah. Also the mini bombs look the mini bombs look surprisingly detailed. Like the fact that the actual spikes on them are textured, that surprised me.
Oh.
Also, that's like a really good expression for Guts. Like the way his eye widens there, right as he says "go to hell," it's really good. Then boom. No, I'm gonna make this a thumbnail. This is just really funny to me.
It reminds me of that one frame from Sympho-Rider where Tsubasa just lying on the ground while fighting Carol.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. I really like how there's also blood on the tree. Because, like if you notice, like, it actually splatters on the tree as soon as he lands on it. Like, I'm gonna go back a bit and go frame by frame. Like, similar to how, like, the blood spreads as Dimitri was pushed back. And then, like, see, absolutely no blood on it. Okay, I went a little too fast for the... So, and then once he hits it... Boom. Then the blood splatters onto the back of the tree.
How could he hurt the tree like that? It's bleeding! What an asshole!
Also, another small detail, like, Dimitri's scene, he no longer has his cape with him, but if you, like, if you pay, like, close attention to, like, when he stands up, like, you can see it's burning off.
He looks so fucking skinny.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, it's insane just, like, it's not just Dimitri, like, a lot of characters in Fire Emblem, if they don't have, like, their armor or capes or something like that, a lot of them look extremely skinny.
I'm gonna say it. Gonna say it. Dimitri is a twink.
I fucking hate you.
At least I'm not asking you the most complicated question yet.
Anyways. Okay, oh wait, alright, this segment.
Promise, I'll kill them. All of them. Down to the last one!
I cannot explain how much I love that part of the fight. Like, holy crap.
I think this is probably my favorite segment of the fight.
Yeah, like, just the way they both just, like, give into their inner demons and insanity. Like, the fire's reminding Dimitri of the tragedy he suffered. And in Guts' case. God, God, look at the hand-drawn Beast of Darkness here looks so good. Really like the way it's done too. It's not just like, because the way it's handled, it's like on Guts' left shoulder there. It's not like just instead of just like completely behind him or like covering his face. It's kind of feels like the demon like slithering around him. It's a really neat way they handled the hand-drawn stuff.
Neat.
Promise, I'll kill them. All of them. Down to the last one!
I really like how it combines two of their phrases together. Like Dimitri's kill every last one of them and Guts is down to the last one. It's really, really good stuff here. And then, God, the Berserker armor, like, just... Like, that's a one thing I also like. Just like that. I mean, compared to Guts versus Nightmare, which, like, the Berserker armor was...
Sound design is just great.
Yeah, compared to, like, Guts versus Nightmare, where the Berserker armor doesn't really do much. Like, the moment Nightmare starts, like, covering this place in fire, Guts just puts it on, slashes Nightmare once, and wins. That's it. That's all he does with the Berserker armor, and then just fires arrows at it. Here, we actually get to see the Berserker armor actually in action, and doing the... And here it gets to... we see the main function. It's snapping his broken bones into place so he can keep fighting.
Sound design, man.
Yeah, like just the like those crunches when it happens, like holy, like starting from like starting from where it clamps down over the helmet clamps down. You just like just amazing sound design. Okay, yeah, and yeah, Guts somehow has the sword in his hand now, even though it was on the ground earlier, but I don't care. This is so neatly done. I think another undersold part is like when Dimitri goes into his awakened form, it disperses the fire around him. I really like this, like, man.
Sound design.
Yeah, just like... I like how it mixes both the metallic clangs of the Dragon Slayer and the more, like, dulled smashing sounds of the Aerith bar. It's... God, the sound design here is amazing. And then... I love how we just... I really love how he takes Guts takes the stab here and just mildly inconvenienced about being impaled and quickly recovers to slug Dimitri in the face. Like, God, that is so good, well done, very smooth.
Does it go through his back? Go back.
Yeah, all the way through.
Oh. Huh.
I also like how after Dimitri gets slugged in the face, like you'll see it later. Like hold on, like I'll just show the way the blood is makes it look like he's suffering from a broken nose, which fits with the fact that Guts slugged him in the face like that. It's a very small detail, but I really like it. And as for the other stuff, like when Guts starts doing the sword slashes, I really like how Dimitri manages to dodge them in reference to his the fact that Fire Emblem logic of lances beat swords, and if you're using a lance against a sword, you get an evasion bonus. But in Three Houses case, Dimitri having Swordbreaker gives him the evasion bonus against swords.
Or it could just be him dodging.
It could just be him dodging, yeah. Another thing I also gotta mention, when Guts does these 3 swings, you can just hear the weight behind the swings. Like, listen. Just boom. It just...
They kind of remind me of a similar set of swings in Dovahkiin versus Chosen Undead.
I think that was intentional, because like Chosen Undead did the same slashes with his the big glowing sword at the end. I forgot the name of it. But yeah. Also, I love how he actually shatters the helmet of the Berserker armor, and we get this. God, that is such a good shot of like Guts going. Title drop. Guts going berserk.
Ding.
Oh, and this is the part I popped off the most when I was watching. They recreated the critical hit animation from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Like,
enough of this.
I think it also should be mentioned that, like, with the way the specific animation is, it uses and the way the lance is glowing, he's using his atrocity skill, which is the skill that bypasses armor.
Enough of this.
God, that looked atrocious.
And then, God, this fake out. Okay, when I saw Eredbar broken, I was like, oh, it's over for Dimitri. Oh, it's over for Dimitri. But then...
Same.
This. Like, before I go into why this is really cool, I really like how, Dimitri, even though his weapon's broken, he still grabs the broken spearhead to try and defend himself. And the way this is framed, similar to how the beginning of the fight was like a reference to Guts versus Griffith, this one's framed a lot like a similar scenario in the Three Houses where it's Edelgard standing over Dimitri in the Crimson Flower route.
I have no clue what any of that means.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's essentially a mirror framing. Anyways.
Still standing?
I really like how to slowly signify it, they have Guts' eye going like glazed over like that.
Standing? So we're both shackled to the dead. You foul beasts will not have its soul!
That is by far one of my favorite endings the show has ever done.
Would you say this is your favorite death battle?
Yeah,
Or do you want me to still
I
be-
said it on Twitter. This is actually my new favorite death battle of all time. Like, holy crap, I love this episode. Like, I'm gonna leave it
Cool.
hold on, I'm gonna do it.
You foul beasts will not have it so!
I'm gonna leave it here. So, Oral, do you know the context for this, or like what Dimitri's doing, or?
Not at all.
Okay, so let me explain. So you saw the brand on the back of Guts' neck, how it started bleeding?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the original Berserk lore, the brand is called the Brand of Sacrifice, and it attracts demons towards Guts. And the thing is, it's also said that once Guts dies, the demons are going to appear to drag his soul off to hell. So the context here is Dimitri sees the demons coming for Guts and realizes now both he and him are tormented by the dead. So seeing how similar they are, Dimitri decides to, in honor of his fallen foe, to fight off the demons to give Guts to make sure Guts doesn't go down to hell.
Good luck with that.
I mean, considering what they gave for stats, they definitely could, but, like, yeah. But, like, holy crap, I love this episode.
I'm fine with that. I think I can say I do like it. At the same time, just, like, not the most invested.
It's like part of the reason I love this episode is because I do like Guts and Dimitri. I like them both a lot. Fire Emblem's franchise I've been wanted on the show for ages, and Berserk, specifically Guts getting a proper rundown instead of Guts versus Nightmare back in season 2. A lot of factors add to why I love this so much. And speaking of a lot of other factors, we should also talk about the voice actors. I like their performances a lot. They're not like identical one-to-one for the official voices for both Guts and Dimitri, but they do a really good job. Like Dimitri's in particular. I'm trying to remember the name of the voice actor. It escapes me at the moment. I'll just
Just check the credits.
Yeah, I'll just check the credits. Kevin Andrew Rivera does a fantastic job as Dimitri.
Senator Mobus. Senator Mobus. He voices Guts?
Yep, Xander Mobus was Guts.
Holy shit, he's the Joker, baby!
Anyway, Kevin Andrew Rivera doesn't sound anything like Chris Hackney, but I think it does a really good, solid performance. And Xander's Xander Mobus, he does a fantastic job. And actually, there's actually something really funny about the fact that Xander Mobus voiced Guts in the episode, is because in Fire Emblem proper, Xander voices a character from one of the games named Arvis, and Arvis is one of the inspirations for Edelgard, Dimitri's main enemy. It's a really funny thing how that happened. And of course, they make the Smash Bros. Violet joke, and we all know Xander voices both Joker in Smash and Master in Crazy Hand. And the announcers, but anyway. Anyways, aside from that, aside from voice acting, oh, we gotta talk about the track, don't we?
Oh yes, God's Hand. I adore it.
God, we don't like hear the same track in the episode compared to like the actual music, but like the actual music track itself. But like, holy crap, this song is phenomenal. Just adds, it's a bit more. It mixes both elements from Fire Emblem and Berserk so well. It feels really action-packed, but also has a somber tone. God, it is my favorite song of this season. If not one of my favorite songs in all of Death Battle now. I don't think it's passing strongest alive for me, but it comes damn close.
I don't know where it would rank in my favorite tracks. It'd definitely be maybe in the top 10.
Yeah. So with that said, like, again, this is a really, really good episode. It's like one of my absolute favorites. At minimum, it's good, and at best, it's beyond phenomenal. So, with that said, we'll move on to the next time, which is
New perks and extra content. Planet level members even see death battles before anyone else, so don't miss out.
okay. So
I'm just gonna say,
yeah, say the line.
Thank fucking God we didn't get Piccolo versus Piccolo versus Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, we're not feeding Piccolo to Martian Manhunter. Like, Martian Manhunter's cool, but like, God, him versus Piccolo is such a boring idea.
Yeah.
This one,
Yeah.
you and we talked about this as an idea before.
Yeah, it's like one of the few Marvel versus DC episodes I actually kind of like.
Yeah. Like, Silver Surfer's cool. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna... Unlike Phoenix versus Raven, I'm actually kind of excited for this one. So, with that said, I guess we can wrap things up now. So, actually, it's been a while. How did we wrap this up? Did I just say something like, I actually forgot how I did the outro.
I think it's just...
Anyways, I guess we'll see.
Come back next time.
Yeah, I guess, something like that. We'll see. I guess we'll see you all next time. I mean, as always, I'm Sam.
And good evening. My name is Immortal.
Oh my god. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Have a good one.